Hey, what's up guys? This is Fuberduge with another video review.
You got the touch. You got the power.
Okay, so today is going to be another unique day in reviewing because this is my second ever vintage toy that I have. G1 Ironhide. Now, for those of you that know what G1 Ironhide is like, you're probably asking yourselves, why the heck would Fuberduge get G1 Ironhide when he doesn't even have a head? Well, I got him because of a solution that I thought up of in my head. But first, we're just gonna go over what he's like in vehicle mode. Now, for all of you G1 fans, if you've ever watched the cartoon, you know what Ironhide's like. He's a tough old guy who is very sort of like the right-hand man of Optimus Prime, but he got replaced with Cup. If you really think about it, Cup replaces Ironhide, so anyway, back to the review. I got him for, I believe, $26. That's pretty good for a G1 figure, and this guy's pretty good, as you can see. I mean, his stickers are a little bit worn, but the paint is still great, and he's really still pretty shiny, as you can see. So now we're just gonna check out what he's like in vehicle mode. He rolls very nicely. He has real rubber tires, so, well, sort of. This one's kind of old and the screws are loose. Maybe I could tighten them, but the tires sort of scrape against the red. But he would roll nicely. Like, I'm holding him up a little bit, and he does roll very nicely. So now, we might as well just cut to the chase and get to the transformation. You don't even need this back thing. Actually, we'll just leave Ironhide over here, set off to the side. I'll show you what this thing is. You can transform it here, just fold those two things down. Actually, before you do that, you might want to move this down. So you take this, you just fold these down so they're flat. And actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before you do that, pull this down. And this sort of holds on in place so it won't move anywhere. So you put this down so that sort of rests on those gears. Fold these down and fold this up, and it reveals a gun. Okay, so as I said, I got this guy on eBay, so he's obviously going to be missing a few pieces. I didn't get him brand new because I didn't want all the extra things that he came with, because I really don't care for this artillery backpack thing at all. So, but for the sake of the review, I'll show you what it can do. It did come with a missile, but I lost it because it's very small. It came on a tree stem that you had to unplug, and you plug it in here and it doesn't shoot. You just pull this out to push it in and take it out. And there used to be a little red knob that you can plug in here in this little hole, and then attach a little gun. And I'll show you the purpose of this when he's in robot mode, so I'll just set that off to the side, and let's bring in the actual guy himself. Now he sort of looks like a pickup here. It reminds me a little bit of Cup. Again, bringing up Cup again. Anyway, so let's transform him. Now, he does have die cast on him. His feet are die cast, totally die cast, and I love that. And his windshield's die cast too. This metal around here is die cast. So now, how you transform him? First, you sort of take his arms out, and these are terrible arms. Fold this down and move this forward. And there you have Ironhide without a head. Now, the reason I got this guy, I said, was not because he didn't have a head. But before I show you what I did for that, I'm going to show you what you're supposed to do with the artillery. Okay, so you take this thing, and you see by the gun, you sort of slot his feet in here. It can be a little tricky. You have to be very careful so you don't break anything. But you do have to slot this in there. Like so. And that's supposed to be what he transforms into. A guy with legs that attach to an artillery set. Nice. Not really. Terrible, terrible. So enough with this. Don't really care for it. So now I'll show you what I did. Now, Best Toys was extremely smart and came out with Ironhide and Ratchet heads. Now, I didn't get the box, but I did get instructions that are very simple. So you just, I'll set them off to the side here. You just come with these two heads. Ironhide and Ratchet heads. Now, I don't have G1 Ratchet, but if I ever do get one, I'm glad I got this. Here's Ironhide's head, and yeah, that looks like Ironhide. So we're gonna take Ironhide here, and pretty much all you have to do is there's little slots here that you just have to slide in to this little seat right here. So we're gonna take this, and it's kind of hard at first, but it slides in there, and boom, your Ironhide has a head. But that leaves problems. He has monkey arms, and that makes him look really stupid. So what you can do is you can fold these up like this. I've seen people do that, but I thought that looked terrible. So I thought of another idea. There's screws right here. What I thought of doing is taking these screws out and replacing these on the top. In fact, I'll show you right here with my trusty screwdriver. So I've just taken the arm off. And then I'll take the other arm off here. Actually, I can show you what I'm doing now. Take off this head. So you just lefty loosey. You always have to remember that. Take this off. There we are. Screw came out. Take this off. And what I thought of doing was flipping this around and putting it on top. And so then you just turn around the arm, and so then when you bring it in, his arm's all the way up there. I should probably screw it on to show you the real effect of it. Okay, so what I just did was I put these on top like this, and now I'll show you what to do. You can just accordion this in and slot it into there, and it sort of stays. Now he just looks like an Ironhide without a head. And by the way, this little seat was supposed to be his head. I didn't get the sticker because I thought the sticker looked terrible. And I still think the sticker for Ironhide's head was the basis for the real-life action movie Ironhide's face. I mean, if you look at the sticker, it looks exactly almost like it. And what were you thinking, Michael Bay? Everyone likes this kind of Ironhide better. So, you just plug this on here. Oh, I didn't screw that on tightly enough. Here. Gotta do some backstage work. And finally, we have Ironhide. Focus, come on. You can do that if you want, unless if you want to keep it in its G1 form, but his arms are up to height, and that looks like Ironhide, minus the flimsiness looking legs. And also, I don't have this crotch piece because it didn't come with it, and this hole kind of looks weird. But in vehicle mode, what you were supposed to do was on this thing. Earlier, I told you about the gun you attach to here. When you use a vehicle mode, you're supposed to attach that right here. So, I don't know. Never store it there when he's in robot mode. Understand? Understand. Alright, so now that I've showed you pretty much everything there is to know about this guy, because he is G1 after all, not very sophisticated. So, if you have a G1 Ironhide and a Best Toys replacement head, you probably want to, if you want to make him look better, this I would recommend because it's not very hard. The only problem is you can't transform him. And so, yeah. It's not, like, excellent, but it works if you display him. I mean, just take him off this thing. That does look like Ironhide. Besides the fact that there's some gaps in here, and you want to keep this inside, just so it doesn't get loose. Speaking of which, let's go into articulation for this guy. Head does not move at all. Although, a really neat feature is you can fold the head down, And when he's in vehicle mode, you can actually store it like that. Now, since I am a little transform happy and I don't like parts forming, I have customized mine. Oh, screw came out again. I've customized my Ironhide so I could transform him without taking the head off. And all you have to do is there's a little clip on the bottom of the seat that plugs in. All you have to do is just remove that, and you can turn this down, fold the head over without taking it off, and put it back. Arm came off again. And he's back to his old headless self. So that's what I did. You don't have to do that if you don't want to damage anything. I did it so it's not too much damage, and you can't really notice it at all. So, but you can sort of see it under there. Just little chunks off, but hey, this guy isn't worth that much anyway because I didn't get most of the parts, so yeah. So if you ever want this guy for who knows why you would want to get him, do this. Exactly what I said. Adds a very nice touch to a very terrible looking G1 figure. So in terms of articulation, his arms move in 360 degrees because that's part of the transformation. And you can move his wrists, but he can't hold anything. He didn't come with any weapons to hold anyway, so it's not a big deal. His head can move down if you really want him to, but that's about it. That's all his feet can do, and that's part of the transformation again. So that's it. That's all there is to say about this guy. So if you do have a G1 Ironhide and the best toys, ding ding, head, and even with Ratchet you could do this. So if I ever do get Ratchet, you can bet I'm going to use this thing. So till next time, this has been Foober with another video review. Keep playing, guys. Sally, what's your opinion of the G1 Ironhide upgrades I've done? You are one smart dog.
You got the touch. You got the power.
This was almost too easy, Starscream.
Much easier, almighty Megatron, than attacking the real threat. The Autobots' moon base.
You're an idiot, Starscream. Why don't we slip by the early warning systems on their own shuttle and destroy Autobot City? The Autobots will be vanquished forever. No. Such heroic nonsense. I want you to make a special run to Autobot City on Earth. But Bram! Listen, Ironhide. We don't have enough energon cubes to power a full-scale assault. Ready to shuttle for launch. But what if Megatron finds us out and kills everyone on the ship? Are you kidding, Ironhide? Nothing like that would ever happen. You're so paranoid. I swear, if I die today, you're gonna die today too. Alright, fine. Curse you, Optimus Prime!